Hello everyone, good night. Welcome to the huge live webinar. I'm really glad and honored to have this opportunity to show our products. And the main point today is how to fabricate non-metal partial dentures with huge flexible discs and huge synthetic polymer teeth. And here is a demo of this special partial denture. You can see the final appearance when finished, and it looks really amazing. And this partial denture has no metal structure, and it will be more aesthetic, natural, and comfortable for the patients when wearing it. Maybe some of you would like to know more things about it, and I will give more detailed information about the non-metal partial dentures. Just like what I mentioned above, we use the huge flexible disc to fabricate the framework, and then cement the synthetic polymer teeth on it. Of course, both the flexible discs and the teeth are manufactured by Huge Dental. You could make the non-metal flexible partial dentures with huge products. And okay, now let's come back to the partial denture. Partial denture are intended to replace the missing teeth or replace one or more missing teeth, regardless of which tooth or teeth are missing. Besides the partial dentures, there are some other kinds of solutions to restore it for the patient's missing teeth, such as bridges and implants. And here is a bridge and implant, the corneal disc demonstration. All of these solutions has their own pros and cons. An implant would look more natural and convenient when finished. However, the plant would take more time and more money to finish, and it's really expensive. It would be unacceptable for some patients, because it's not a good experience to have an implant surgery. And bridge is also a good solution, but you need to shape your normal teeth, and the bridge is not suitable in every case. Partial denture would be more economical way compared to implants, and it's simple to do and more affordable. And you can get a partial denture as a temporary basis. Like if you are planning on getting the implants and you are waiting for your gums to heal, you can wear the partial dentures during the healing process. And there are removable processes that goes in and out of your outer mouth, and you are supposed to take them out at night. And so your gums can heal when you sleep, and it doesn't damage your teeth. And if you don't have remaining teeth, it will be a complete denture. Partials and the complete denture are kind of a different process. And the complete denture has no hooks or anchors. But if you have teeth, the technicians will always want to put hooks, just like this, put hooks to take advantage of them. Because that's what holds the partial dentures in place. And the most of its stability comes from the natural teeth of the patient. And that is why the partial denture are superior to complete denture in terms of retention, stability, and function. And so that's how partial dentures are. And there are several different types of partial dentures. One of them is acrylic partial denture, which has several, and the second type is a cast metal framework partial denture, which have massive metal clasp. And you can see the structure would be metal for the metal partial denture. And the third one is flexible partial denture, which is made from the flexible material, and they all have their own pros and cons, and are suitable for different cases. the metal partial is the most popular one in the three kinds of partials, and they have massive metal framework on the inside with a large metal clasp with anchor which anchors the teeth really well. And these anchors provide for maximum stability, and the little mesh and the little mesh framework prevents this from fracture. And that would really and they will work really well. They're very tight because these clasps are very effective at holding the denture in place. And even though they are popular, there is a couple disadvantages to them. One is metal showing is not aesthetic, and the other disadvantage is that the metal clasp is really hard, and they will damage your teeth at accelerated rate. And we have talked about many things about the partial dentures. How about the non-metal partial dentures I showed today? It doesn't belong to the three kinds of partials, and we call it CAD-CAM disc, huge flexible discs, and it is not a normal flexible partial denture. For the traditional partial denture, there is not a framework, just like the TCS and the Velplast dentures, and they use the flexible materials to take place the acrylics. And for huge flexible discs, the material is nylon resin, the same as the TCS and Velplast flexible material, but the whole process is absolutely different. The fabrication of the long metal partials is likely to be similar with the metal partials. And then I'd like to introduce the entire procedure for you. At first, it should be confirmed that the case of the patient is suitable for this special flexible partial denture. After being confirmed, the dentist will take oral impressions to get the 3D digital model for the patient. And then it will be the step to design the framework. Just like here and the other areas to set the teeth. And the design work is really complicated, and we cannot demonstrate all about it here. So the only thing I like to tell is the flexible clasp should be designed much wider and the flatter to the tooth for proper retention in aesthetics. And when finishing the design work, it will be the milling phase. 5-axis milling machine is recommended because the framework is usually complex. 5-axis milling machine could be more suitable for complicated structure. For the framework that's not complicated, 4-axis milling machine is okay. You could choose PMMA model when milling flexible discs, and a wet milling could make the framework smoother, and it would be better for the bird. Okay, and after finishing the milling process, you could polish the clasp and other areas needed, and then you could test the framework on the duplicate model to see if any adjustment needs to be done. And confirm all of the rest should be stated accurately, and with the rest state preparations and the clasp arms contacting the desired locations on the abutment teeth. If everything goes well, it would be the next stage. The next stage would be the bite rim construction, just like what it should be done with metal framework. And use wax to make the block on the framework, and then check the bite through articular. And the bite rim construction is to determine the maxillomandibular relation and prepare for setting up the teeth. Generally, the basic fabrication of occlusion rims is a lab procedure, and the final contouring is accomplished at the dental chair by the dentist prior to recording of maxillar-mandibular relation. And during the patient's appointment, the dentist could modify the shape, height, and the thickness of the occlusion rims in keeping with the patient's appearance and functional requirements. And the dentist would let the patient wear the wax up to check the fit, and then it is a time to select the teeth according to the shade and the shape of patient's teeth, such like this. And now I'd like to introduce two huge synthetic polymer teeth for you, Mast and Bluebell. Here is Mast teeth, and this is the Bluebell teeth. And they're really nice, and the Mast is the top range of acrylic teeth products. Its anterior is of a 5-layer outlook effect and the natural aesthetics and excellent properties like wear resistance, anti-staining, and anti-plaguing together. And the master teeth are suitable for partial and complete denture, and the same as for implants and support denture. It has various mold shapes, totally 52, and it is designed to fit the different patients' needs. And the other teeth are Bluebell, and it is a classic teeth line, and made from general PMMA resin, and two-layer. It is two-layered for both anterior and posterior. And the Bluebell teeth has reliable quality, excellent shade stability, anti-plaguing, and anti-water absorption properties. It is an influential and popular economic teeth line of Huge. And so Huge Dental prepare everything for you to make the flexible partials. Okay, let's come back to the process of setting teeth. The process is the same with making complicated dentures. So I just point that in some cases, the lab technician should polish the teeth to adjust the space. And that is the most important difference about it. And the next, it is the flasking stage. Investors are cast with the waxed denture in a flask to make a sectional mold that is used to form the acrylic resin denture base, and then fill the flask with gypsum and cover it. And after setting of gypsum, wax elimination procedure is to be done. Put the flask in boiling water for 5 to 7 minutes and separate the two parts of the flask and remove the remained wax using the boiled water and the detergent. And then place the clean flask in open air to dry and cool it. And next, isolate the gypsum of the flasking by physical separator and the chemical isolator. You can choose the way you like. And after that, it is time to make the denture base. And packing technique is suitable to make it. And prepare the acrylic resin and mix the powder and the liquid. Then put the acrylic in the mold. Press the flask in a clamp and do curing immediately. And up to now, we have finished most of the dentures. The only thing you need to do is to liberate the partial denture with the model and make some polish work. Okay, and that is the entire procedure of making a non-metal partial denture with huge flexible discs. And the flexible disc is alternative to metal partial and conventional flexible materials in cartridge package. For lab technicians, it could save the labor. The operation would be much easier, and because you don't need to melt the metal or flexible materials in cartridges. And the digital work would be more accurate, so it decreases the risk of remaking the framework. And for patients, the flexible dentures will look more natural, and the patient will get a better and more comfortable feeling when wearing the flexible partials. But this flexible partial denture is not suitable in every case. So you should decide the most suitable materials to make the partial denture for your patient. Okay, today we have talked many things about the partial dentures. And huge flexible partial denture and huge flexible discs. And Huge Dental, as a professional dental supplier, will also provide other CAD/CAM products such as PMMA disc and the cornea disc. And a huge PMMA disc is made from highly cross-linked polymer with high quality. And the flexural strength of PMMA disc is 120 megapascal. It is suitable for the efficient production of monolithic restoration using CAD/CAM technology in the laboratories. And the color stable quality and the color stable material is easy to polish after mating. And our multi-layer discs has an integrated color gradients, the excellent homogeneous material quality, and the multi-layer technology allow the lifelike aesthetic results to be created. And we also provide monolayer PMA discs for you. Compared to the multi-layer discs, it doesn't have the shade change, but it's also with a good quality. It would be more economical option for you. And we also have another other PMA discs for the different uses. This is a clear disc, and it could be used to fabricate the light guard, which could protect the teeth from the patients who grind them in sleep. And it could also be used to make the implant surgical guide to help the doctor in the implant surgery. And the pink disc is used to make the denture base, and you can cement the teeth on the denture base. And it is not the normal pink shade, but blue should look to simulate the natural guide and a natural gum. And furthermore, we also have special for denture PMMA discs, which is designed for the for denture mating. And it is the combination of teeth and the gum. And the top part is teeth shade, and the bottom part is pink shade. And using the product, you can mill the full denture in one step, only needing some extra bond coloring operations. It could save much time in manual operations for lab technicians and improve the accuracy. And next, I'd like to introduce huge zirconia products for you. And our products are made by high purity and little scale zirconium. If you work with the zirconia discs, you must know the total powder. And it is the best zirconia material. And our premium zirconia discs are made by total powder. You can choose and you can also choose our prime zirconia discs. The material also has good quality and it will be a more economical option for you. Both the premium and the prime zirconia discs have good quality, amazing aesthetics, and the entire product series. And so you have more alternatives with huge products. And according to the flexural strength and the translucency of the cornea disc, we are part them into 5 different series: the HS high strength and the HT high translucence and the AT anterior teeth, and the MHT is multi-layer high translucent zirconia, and this is the GM3D zirconia. It is a 3D zirconia and not just a multi-layer zirconia. And the HS high strength zirconia disc is the strongest and most stable product, and the flexural strength is above 1,400 megapascal, and the translucency is about 35%. Almost all of the denture structure could be made with it, but the translucency will restrict the use of it. Especially the restoration or processes with much beauty demand. So with the beauty demand, we prepare more products for you. And HT high translucent zirconia, it performs better than high strength zirconia on translucency with a value of 43%. But for exchange, the flexural strength of it is 1,200 megapascal. And for the corneal material, you cannot have both the flexural strength and the high translucency. If you want to have high translucency to satisfy the beauty demand, you have to sacrifice the strength. And the AT zirconia, the anterior translucency zirconia, it is designed for the anterior tooth and anterior teeth restoration. And the translucency is 49%, and the flexural strength is only 600 megapascal. The great performance on translucency make it the best material for the anterior teeth. And as we all know, the anterior teeth have the highest beauty demand and less flexural strength demand. And what I mentioned just now as a single layer disc. And we also prepare the multi-layer products just like the PMMA and the MHT, multi-layer high translucent zirconia disc. Also have an integrated color gradient. The shade of the milled teeth changes smoothly from the cervical to the incisor. It is really natural, and you cannot find a visible dividing line. And the last one is our GM zirconia. And GM means gradient multi-layer, and GM zirconia is not a normal multi-layer disc. And GM and 3D zirconia, GM zirconia or 3D zirconia combines the high strength and the high translucency in one disc. And we use a stronger material for the bottom and the high translucent zirconia on the top part. And it satisfies the demands of different parts. And the cervical part has higher strength demand, and the incisal part should be more translucent, just like the lateral teeth. And we make it seamless gradient in translucency, strength, and shade. And the design of the GM products make it applicable in more scenarios, even the non-bridge structure. And except the high strength products, pre-shade is available for the rest of the corneal disc. and shade is really an important factor for the corneal disc. For the PMMA disc, you can see the shade before you use it. But for the corneal disc, you cannot get the exact shade from its appearance until sintering. And we have great batch stability, which ensures the color accuracy. So you don't need to worry that the shade will be different from the shade guide. And okay, and that is for content today. And the live webinar is about to end. And today we introduced the procedure to make the long metal partials with huge flexible disc and the resin keys. And next, we have a preliminary review about the huge CAD/CAM products, including PMMA products and the corneal discs. And if you want to know more information about Huge and our products, you could contact us on our website. And that's all. Good night. Thanks for listening. See you.